All right, good morning, everybody. Good morning and welcome to the stream. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully you're good. Hopefully things are all right for you, and hopefully you're not too uh, either negatively affected or freaked out by what's going on in the world right now. We all know what's going on in the world, so there's really no reason for me to reiterate it. We hear it every waking moment of the day now. Um, so I welcome you to my full day of gameplay streaming today. Today is Thursday, the 12th of March, 2020. Jasper the cat is here with me in the office right now. I don't know how long he'll stick around, but he's been a very silly cat this morning. I was setting up here and talking with some of you in stream chat, and he jumps up on the love seat and completely covers my phone, like smothers it with his body. And then he's like snuggling the phone with his paws. I'm like, what are you doing, buddy? What, do you want to make a call? You want to you want to go on Twitter? He's being very silly. Right now he's on the floor cleaning. So people have asked, how's he doing? Because I've been telling you guys over the last week he's been sneezing a lot, on and off. So he's still doing it a bit, but nowhere nearly as much as he was. So I think that whatever it is, whether it's allergies or something else, it's getting a little better. He's not 100% yet. But I think that's what it is, beginning of the spring season here. Temperatures are warming up a little bit. Probably more pollen starting to hit the air as things bloom. And last spring he did the same exact thing. We're I'd say probably about 3 weeks to a month where he was sneezing a lot. And we took him to the vet because it was his yearly checkup anyway. And the vet had said, I wouldn't worry too much. I'm not noticing anything. Anything that's any indication of respiratory disease. He didn't have a runny nose. He didn't have anything. So he's in here with me, hanging out for now, but I almost guarantee you he'll take off. He always does this. He hangs out for a little bit, and then he realizes, Phil's not going to pay attention to me because he's talking to the viewers, and then he takes off. Here he is. He jumps up next to me right now. Hello, Mr. Jasper. He crawls all over my body. Here we go. He's looking at me. He's sniffing my beard. Now he's crawling over me here. He's looking all around. He's like, who is Phil talking to? Because he doesn't understand what the internet is. So you wonder, am I talking to him? Of course I'm not talking to him because I'm not looking at him. I'm not directing my voice at him. So he's wondering, what is Phil talking about? Who's he talking about? Now, don't be a bad kitty and don't chew any wires, Mr. Jasper, okay? No chewing of wires. Okay, good. Right now he's rubbing the tripod with his chin. All right. So anyway, guys, let's talk about today. Let's talk about what you guys can expect for a fun streaming day. First of all, my first gameplay stream of the day, Mega Man Zero collection. Continuing on, this is actually going to be my final stream of the Mega Man Zero / ZX Legacy Collection for a while. I've been playing this game on and off for about a week and a half. And we played through all of Mega Man Zero 1, and now today we're going to conclude Mega Man Zero 2. We're getting into the end game stages here, okay? So it should be challenging. It should be fun. Why is Mega Man Zero going on hiatus? It's very simple. There's new releases coming out. Lots of new releases. And this collection is just that. It's a collection of old games. And so it doesn't take priority when there's lots of new stuff to play, okay? So last session of this today, we're definitely going to be wrapping up, Mega Man Zero today. We're Mega Man Zero 2, excuse me. If we have a little bit of extra time, we'll see what we feel like doing. It depends on how much extra time we actually have, okay? If we end up having a ton of extra time, then maybe we'll start up a new Mega Man Zero game, whether it's Zero 3 or ZX, I don't know. But maybe I'll ask you guys what you're interested in, and we'll go from there, okay? Or if there's not a lot of extra time left, let's say there's like 20, 30 minutes of extra time, then maybe we'll just do some talking, chill on the stream a little bit, hang out, a little bit of Q&A, a little bit of, just chilling, rather than start a whole new thing, okay? So, yes, today will be the final major session of Mega Man for now. However, later this year, once new releases slow down a bit, and we have, less stuff to take up the schedule, then I will bring back, oh my god, Jasper's rubbing me, he's going crazy. I'm telling you guys, he really wants attention. He's dying for attention. He wants attention. He says, don't do the pre-stream. He says, give me attention. I'm the kitty. Oh my god, I know you're the kitty. Jasper, trust me, we all know you're the kitty. With the amount of attention you demand, We know you're the cat, the top cat in this house, okay, buddy? Holy moly. Holy moly. Okay, so anyway, yes, final session of Mega Man as it makes way for new releases, but it will return later this year. Once the new releases calm down, we will go back and play more of the Mega Man Zero Collection games, okay? Good stuff? Now, later tonight, I'm doing my very first ever full stream of Grand Blue Fantasy versus multiplayer. So far, I've only really played with Beelzebub at a capacity where I'm trying to learn a little bit of his strategies in the game and everything. So we're just going to do that tonight. I'm going to try for a couple hours, try to play with Beelzebub. Oh my God, Jasper. I get it. I get it. You want attention. I get it. You want attention. Yeah, he wants the rubs. Oh my God, Jasper. He will not leave me alone today. He will not leave me alone this morning. Holy moly. All right, so anyway. Yes, tonight. Grand Blue Fantasy versus multiplayer. 2 hours of Beelzebub attempting to play with him, learn matchups, learn characters. Likely I'm going to lose a ton. And that is okay, as I'm trying to learn the basics of gameplay. And last time that I played, I only played one set. And the first thing I was confused at is, what do you do when someone's in your face attacking you? The game doesn't appear to have any mechanics of, like, there's no push blocking. There's no counter system in place. And since that's the case, how do you get someone off of your ass who's rushing in and attacking you constantly? Now, I realized after that session ended, I was like, oh yeah, wait a minute. Beelzebub has multiple things he can do. He has a teleport that maybe he can interrupt a hit string and get out of the way. Or every character has a dodge where they can either dodge forward or just kind of sidestep and let an attack go through them. So maybe that's what I'm supposed to do. Someone's trying to constantly attack, just dodge the attack and then counter hit it. So I was thinking, oh yeah, I got to try those mechanics when I play again tonight. So that's what we're going to be doing tonight. We're going to be messing around with Grand Blue Fantasy Versus for a couple of hours. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully I can get good matches and it's not laggy. I guess we'll see. First major attempt of doing that tonight. Okay? Tomorrow, it's a new release, guys. It's Neo 2. Starting up tomorrow. That is right. Neo 2 on the stream. Should be fun. I've not played a Soulsborne game in about a year. Last one I really played was Sekiro last year. So, as you know, the Neo series is fun because it runs at 60 frames per second if you choose it to be on performance mode, which I'm definitely going to do. And it allows you to basically have way better reactions than, I hate to say it, any of the From's software games. You know, you can actually dodge quickly. You can parry things immediately on reaction. Versus in the FromSoft stuff, there's a lot of delay from when you press something and when anything actually happens in the game. So I actually feel it's a more reactionary game in that regard. I've heard mixed reports about Neo 2 at this point. Some people have said it's really difficult to the point where it's harder than the first game. Other people told me, oh no, it looks easier. So I'm like, I don't know what to believe when getting conflicting reports from people. Do not eat that wire, Jasper. You do not eat a wire. It's bad. Do not chew that wire. You'll hurt yourself. You hear me? But yeah, there's conflicting reports about the game. So I don't know what to believe. Am I supposed to believe one person or the other, I guess we'll see how things go starting tomorrow, okay? So the major stream tomorrow will be the premiere of Neo 2. Tomorrow night will be my weekly throwback Street Fighter session where I play old school Street Fighter at night, which should be pretty fun, okay? Then on Saturday, we're going to have more Neo 2 as the main gameplay stream, okay? And Saturday night, we're going to have another session of Morrowind. So for those of you who were here last night, that was a pretty interesting session of Morrowind, to say the least. I'm trying to learn basic gameplay mechanics, and I am learning. The problem is that the game apparently has a lot of prerequisite knowledge required to know how to succeed. And I'm like, oh, we're just going to do the first dungeon. Well, just getting to the first dungeon, there's a guy on a bridge who insta-kills you. Like, what the fuck? So you have to escape him. You get inside the dungeon. Like 10 minutes in the dungeon, my spear breaks. What? Yeah, that's right. The whole Morrowind game has a weapon degradation aspect, much like early Dark Souls games. And if your weapon breaks, you can't fight. I'm like, so now what do I do? So I spent a good part of an hour wandering around this stupid cave, trying to find this item for a quest. I did get it. But basically, I kind of adjourned last night's stream feeling like punch drunk, like, oh my god, like totally went in half cocked, not knowing what to expect, not knowing what you need to prepare for quest lines in this game. And now I kind of am understanding you need a lot of preparation, whether it's, okay, grab a bunch of weapons, have a bunch of healing items, learn how to use spells and craft items and stuff. Like, all this is all needed before you can even do the intro stuff to the game. Pretty crazy. So, we'll see as I continue to play, Morrowind, how it goes. What I've already said is for this next session on Saturday, what I would like to do with stream chatters is have them help me learn some basics of the game that they feel are essential for my survival. And they say, some of the things would be crafting potions, knowing the right spells, etc. So that's kind of how we're gonna start off when I play on Saturday. Make sure that I have the prerequisite knowledge and skills before I rush into the next story mission that basically gets me killed. Okay, so that's gonna be Saturday night. Sunday, a major stream of Mass Effect 2. Okay, Mass Effect 2 continuing on the stream. Probably more companion missions, because that's where the meat of the game really is going to be at this point. Because every character has a loyalty or companion mission that lasts anywhere from 10 minutes to about 45 minutes. And at this point, I think I want to say we've done at least half of them. Because I'm trying to think. We didn't do Tali. We didn't do Samara. We didn't do Zaid. We didn't do... we did do Grunt yesterday, right? We did not do Garrus. And maybe there's one more, I want to say. So there's like 4 to 5 loyalty missions left to do. All right, and then there's other DLCs to do. I think there's one's called Firewalker, and then one is the Omega DLC or something like that. So I think there's 2 different DLCs to do left in the game. And then we continue on with the plot line of the game. So there's a lot left to do in Mass Effect 2. Should be a fun stream on Sunday. Sunday night, it's going to be more Grand Blue Fantasy. And really, it's going to depend on how tonight goes. So if I really like playing with Beelzebub and I'm learning the game, maybe I'll just do another night session of that. But maybe I'll say, all right, I played enough of him. Maybe I want to mix it up and pick a different character. What we'll do is we'll take a different character, into the training modes and learn some of the basic strategies and then take that character online. Okay? So we'll see how tonight goes. That'll determine what we do Sunday night. And then on Monday, another session of Neo 2. So that'll be 3 major sessions within, 4 days of the game's release. And then Monday night is Minecraft. Okay? Then we're taking a break. We're taking a break from streaming on Tuesday. I'll be back on Wednesday, continuing on with all the fun stuff. Keep in mind, a week from tomorrow, the 20th of the month, is going to be a super exciting and busy day and the start of a lot of awesome stuff here on the streams. Because not only is it the premiere of Doom Eternal, which we've been waiting for quite a long time. It was supposed to come out in the fall, got delayed. It's finally coming out. We're all excited for Doom Eternal. But then on top of that, Animal Crossing New Horizons. A new chill stream going to be added to the rotation of late night chill games. Okay? And from all reports, the game is, it's going to be a really fun, chill experience. We're going to have a lot of, opportunity to just kind of hang out while I play it. And, it should be a good new thing to add to the rotation. We've been looking for something new to add to the chill rotation for a while. Let's face it, fighting games aren't necessarily chill. So we'll see how this goes, okay? And then every single week moving forward for like the next 3 weeks, there's major releases, including the Resident Evil 3 remake, as well as the Final Fantasy 7 remake. There's also going to be a Control DLC that's going to be coming out in the middle of there, and other things too. But those are the major, highlights. So lots of great stuff coming up. You know what I mean? In the next month or so, here for new game releases on stream. I hope you guys are excited for all the fun stuff coming up. All right. So that's the rough schedule you guys can expect. Keep in mind it can change on the fly depending on stuff. You may have noticed that Call of Duty Warzone is not in there. I explained yesterday why not. I'll explain again for those of you who weren't here yesterday. Because there's no solo mode. And when I play Battle Royale games, the reason that people like those streams is because yeah, there's some tenseness and suspense to the gameplay of trying to survive, but when you play solo mode, I can interact with you guys constantly. I can concentrate on kind of talking with you and hanging out and having a good time. Versus if I'm playing in a squad mode, well, you got to be paying attention. You got to communicate with your squad constantly in order to make it work, whether it's voice communications or pinging or whatever. You know what I mean? It's a very different experience, and it doesn't allow me to really interact with you guys that well during those streams. I know because a year ago I played Apex Legends with a squad, and even though we did well and we won a lot, people complained that the interactivity was not there and that they wish that there was more, and that's why I stopped playing the game eventually. Okay? So, that's why we're not doing it for now. If and when Warzone launches solo mode, I'll play it. I'm interested in it. I want to play it. But, there's no solo mode. And people are like, well, what about if you just play by yourself, if you close your party off? That would be really stupid. So I'm going to play solo by myself when everyone else is in teams of 3. Whenever I engage in a firefight, I have to fight 3 people at once. That would be insanely stupid. So, no, I'm not doing that. That's a really dumb suggestion. I'm not wasting my time with it. Like I said, I'm sure eventually they'll launch a solo mode. And when they do, that's when I'm going to be interested in checking the game out. Okay? Fair enough, guys? Alrighty. So that's the deal. There you go, everyone. That pretty much covers everything. Now, a couple more things. We did hit the subscriber goal for this month, which means we are doing a viewer's choice event. And I will be setting that up sooner rather than later. I'm hoping to actually get that set up tonight. Okay? I definitely would like to get that set up tonight so that way you guys can start nominating games for that event. Keep your eyes and ears peeled. I'll be talking about it, later tonight, whether it's on the late stream or on Twitter or both, so you know how you can jump in on that action, okay? I want you to start nominating games, for this event so you get excited for it. If we hit the Tier 2 sub goal, which is 725 subs this month, that will ensure that both the games that are first and second place in the upcoming Viewer's Choice event get played as full playthroughs, all right? Because previously what happens is there's always a lot of heated competition for what game is going to win Viewer's Choice. And then usually whoever comes in second is pretty close, and the people who wanted that game get very disappointed because they're like, man, it's so close but so far, and Phil's not going to play it now. And not to say that I never play those games, but typically people get really disappointed that the game that got so close to winning doesn't get played. So, in that case, if we do hit the level 2 goal for the month of subbing, then I'll be playing both. 2 full playthroughs, okay? So please consider subbing. Just throwing that out there. Good idea. Fair enough. All right, guys. I think I've gabbed enough about the schedule and about the events and everything going on. The one thing I will say, guys, before we get started with plugs and everything, we're all well aware of the impact of the coronavirus on the planet right now. We're all pretty much, nervous. We all don't know what's going to happen. We're seeing events and things all around us being canceled. We're seeing stores being sold out of common goods that normally would be things that you would never think would be hard to get. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on the planet right now, okay? We all know this. Now, what I will say is this. Please, guys. Right now, everyone's on edge. Right now, everyone is nervous. Right now, everyone is like, damn, what's going to happen? We don't know. We don't know what the hell's going to happen. So I'll say this. Be nice to each other, man. Try to be nice to each other. Don't be a negative jerk. Don't be an asshole to someone. Now is not the time for rampant sarcasm and being a jerk. And you know what I mean? Like, now's the time for some kindness, some warmth. Be nice to people because, in general, everyone's kind of feeling shitty right now with how things are going. And you'd be maybe surprised how just being positive to someone, could affect that person in a very good way when otherwise they're being in a pretty bad situation, right? You don't know what's going on around the world. You don't know, what's going on with someone's family or friends. You don't know who's being directly affected by stuff. You don't know about things being canceled and how that could negatively affect someone's life, right? So let's please all kind of be understanding about what's going on, all right? And, and just be nice to each other, okay? Because we don't know what the hell's going to happen. Let's face it. We don't know what the hell's going to happen. And the other thing, don't overreact, all right? Please don't. Please don't be one of these people that's completely freaking out, tearing their hair out of their head, running out and buying 42 giant boxes of toilet paper so no one else can have any. Just, sit back and, we're all in the same boat together, right? No one is safe from what's going on in the world right now. Let's just all kind of be understanding and nice to each other and take this in a rational mind and go from there. And that's all we can all do. We don't know what's going to happen. So that doesn't mean that we all just become vicious primal beasts and we, are nasty to each other, right? Fair enough? All right. Hopefully that at least gets through to some people. Okay? All right, guys. So, let's go ahead and let us get on to the gratuitous plug segment. Ladies and gentlemen, I am a full-time streamer. I absolutely enjoy what I do for a living. I'm one of the luckiest people on earth because I get to do what I love for a living, share my passion for video games every single day on stream, okay? I realize that I am one of the luckiest people because not everyone gets to say they do what they love for a living, okay? But the road has not been an easy one. Over 11 years, I've been a content creator. And, through various different styles of presentation of my content, once being a full-time YouTuber, now being a full-time streamer, things have definitely changed over the years. Today, I stream at least 5 to 6 days a week full-time. I archive all my gameplay videos over on DSPGaming on a YouTube channel that really doesn't, make any money for me. It used to be my bread and butter. That used to be how I paid my bills. But, YouTube fell apart at the seams over the years. And now it's all about live streaming interactivity and crowdfunding. It's really your guys' contributions on my live streams that keep me going, that allow me to keep doing what I'm doing. And I want to say thank you in advance to anyone who watches my streams, hangs out with me, has a good time, and then maybe even considers contributing. That's pretty awesome of you that after 11 years that people still think I'm pertinent, still like to hang out with me and think that, having fun with me is a relevant thing. And, I'm very grateful for it, okay? So, excuse me. So all that being said, thank you guys in advance for even considering contributing, but I just want you to know, even though that it is your crowdfunding contributions that keep this effort going, these contributions are not mandatory. I'm not expecting anything from anyone. I feel that anyone who comes to my stream and does contribute is kind of going above and beyond what would be expected of a stream viewer on a Twitch TV stream. Twitch TV streams are free and are always meant to be free. I don't want you feeling that just because, if you can't contribute today, that you're the odd man out and that, you know what I mean? I don't want you feeling bad. That's not the point of my streams. The point of my streams is having a positive, fun gaming experience and having fun social interactions with all of you on a daily basis. That's why I do it. I made YouTube videos for 2.5 years before I ever monetized them because it was never about the money. I only fell into doing this for a living as an accident. And I would continue to stream in some capacity, albeit a more limited capacity than what I do today for sure. But I would still stream even if I couldn't make money doing it because I love doing this so much. It is, it's like I said, it's my passion. Okay? So all that being said, guys, please understand that. Thank you very much for any contributions. They're not mandatory, but thanks to anyone who does go above and beyond to contribute because you're the reason why I'm still here through your crowdfunding efforts, okay? So all that being said, let's talk about some ways that you can contribute. First of all, I have a Patreon at patreon.com/darksidephil. Your monthly pledges to my Patreon earn you personal perks as a way of saying thanks for contributing, all right? So please give it a look. Thanks to anyone who does and anyone who contributes currently. I'm not going to go into detail about the perks and everything because it's all publicly listed right there. So please give it a look, and thanks to anyone who does consider contributing. That's that. I also have a Teespring store where I sell merchandise like t-shirts. Now, there's other stuff there, too, like hoodies and sweatshirts and stickers and stuff, but it's primarily t-shirts. It's good quality stuff. I can attest. I own a bunch of it. I'm actually wearing a Teespring shirt today, as you'll see on camera once I switch over to the webcam. It's, I don't make a lot of money on it. I've lowered the prices as much as I possibly can, basically to almost cost, just like the minimal markup, so that you guys can get inexpensive collectibles. If you do buy something for the Teespring store, it helps me in a very minimal way, but I still appreciate it. So please give it a look, and thanks to anyone who buys anything from the Teespring, okay? Now, if you're here live on the stream, chances are you probably want to contribute in a way that's going to get you some recognition during the stream. So if you either cheer with bits or you subscribe to the channel or you tip me during today's live stream, I'm going to give you a big shout out, okay? A way of saying thank you. Now, please keep in mind, your messages should be in line with the rules of the stream, and they should not try to derail the stream with a giant paragraph or song lyrics or things that are completely unrelated to what we're doing on stream. More than likely, those things are not going to be read out. It is subjective what I say on my own streams, okay? So please understand that, guys. And, in general, most people do get it. And we end up having some really fun interactive streams here. And it's a good time all around, okay? Now, there's also a stream stats leaderboard at the top of the screen where I track things like the top cheerer and top tipper of the stream. It's a great way to get recognized if you are one of those things. And then there's 2 other leaderboards that are integrated here into Twitch itself, including things such as cheering, top cheerer of the week, and top subscription gifting of the week. So I will give shout outs to those people as well in just a few minutes here once we get to those sections of the stream. Okay, guys? So good stuff all around. Good stuff. And I certainly hope that you guys have a great time on my streams. I want to say thanks in advance for anyone who contributes. It helps so much. Now, what's the best way to contribute? I just mentioned a ton of ways. Well, in reality, and being very matter of fact with all of you, tipping me helps me more than anything because tips I get right away, and I could put those towards things like, for example, buying Neo 2 tonight, so I have it for the stream tomorrow, paying bills, because I got tax bills coming up and everything this month. All those tips funds help with that immediately. Now, I'm not saying that the other methods of contribution, like cheering or subbing or Teespring, don't help. They absolutely do. But those will have a processing or a lead time before I see any positive benefit. While tipping, I get immediately. So if you have the option to tip today and you can do that, please do. That's the way that helps me the most, although I am very appreciative of all other contributions. I'm certainly not saying I'm ungrateful and I'm looking a gift horse in the mouth. Those are great too, please. If you'd like to contribute via those methods, thank you so much. But tipping does help me a little bit more, all right? So, in regards to tipping, you can either look below the stream for a tips jar button that you can click on, or you can type !tip into the stream chat, and that'll bring you to my PayPal tips page. When you're on that page, you can either use a registered PayPal account to tip me, or if you don't have one, or you don't want to make one, you can use a major credit or debit card to tip as well. If you don't see that option readily available there, it's more than likely because you're not on the fully loaded desktop version of the site. You need to do that in order to get those options, all right? So if you're on a mobile device, be sure it's enabled to load the full version of the site, or just go to a desktop computer. You should have those options readily available. I just tested them last week, so they should be there, okay? Very nice. Thank you guys even for considering tipping me, okay? All right. Now, let's move on from the gratuitous plug segment to the rules segment, okay? Let's do the rules. So, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I'm streaming on Switch. I can't speak today. Okay, I am live streaming today here on twitch.tv. That means I have to abide by all the rules and regulations of that business. So please understand, I can't just say and do whatever I want to do on my streams. I have to abide by what's allowed, okay? But in addition to that, I have my own set of regulations. I like to maintain a chill vibe on my stream. What does that mean? It means that I want this to be a place where you can feel that you can escape all the stress and the drama of real life stuff. And trust me, right now in real life, we all have a lot of stress and drama going on, and we need to escape it for a while, right? So that's the point of my streams. You come here to relax, to have fun, to see my reactions to a game, to have a good time, to have some interaction with me or the stream viewers, and in general, to not be inundated with the toxicity, the negativity, the drama, the fear, and all the crap that's going on in real life during this time, okay? So please understand that, and please know that we have a few sets of rules here in place to try to protect us from, ruining the chill vibe. The first thing is, I don't feel that politics and religion have any real place as serious discussion on my streams. Reason being, number one, it's a gameplay stream. It's supposed to be way more lighthearted than the serious business kind of talk. And number two, I found that whenever we talk about those discussions or those topics, people tend to get very angry with each other. They yell at each other, they scream at each other, they can't agree to disagree. Those are topics that basically cause a ton of arguments and bad feelings. And in the 11 plus years I've created content for the internet, I've never found it as a productive thing to include those kind of discussions on my gameplay streams. So, that being said, we don't allow it unless it's in context to what we're actually doing as part of the stream. So, for example, if we're playing a game that has political or religious discussion as part of the game, that's a lot different because it's in context to what we're doing versus just derailing the stream with the real life stuff. So, please understand that, guys. Thank you for understanding that. And, let's not derail the stream with that. In addition to that, I'm well aware that there's tons of people out there on the internet who just want to insult me, defame me, slander me, make up things, controversial things, and, make up these crazy conspiracy theories about myself, but not only me, but my family and all kinds of stuff that's really messed up. Basically, they don't mind their own business on purpose because they want to try to make my life into an over-dramatic mess so that they can get clickbait views and they can benefit. I don't play that game. I'm not going to, entertain any of their crap. This is a fun gameplay stream, not a place to talk about nonsense all day long. So please understand that those people and those topics are off discussion. They're not allowed here in my stream, all right? To talk about those things, number one, kind of completely derails the chill vibe of the stream by bringing up negative, toxic drama. But number two, it gives undue attention to those people who are looking to just get attention for themselves for personal benefit anyway. So please understand that. Please understand we don't bring that crap up. Sometimes we get someone in here who doesn't understand those rules and they come in and they start talking about, you hear this person insulted you or this person's restreaming you. We don't do that, all right? It's against the rules. Please understand that. And please don't derail the stream with that negative crap, okay? Fair enough? Okay. All righty, guys. The time has now come for the third and final segment of my pre-stream, the shout-outs and the thank yous. This is when I say thank you guys for contributions. We talk a little bit. We have fun discussions, and we get stuff out of the way before I get to the gameplay, which is a little bit more serious so I can concentrate on the game when I start playing it, okay? So let's go ahead and get set up here. First of all, we had a contribution from Snoutfoot 1 hour ago before I even started live streaming. Snoutfoot cheered. He says, are you going to follow the NBA's lead and suspend all streams indefinitely until the coronavirus is gone? First of all, I don't think the coronavirus is ever going to be gone. The coronavirus is going to be a constant in our lives, just like the flu and just like all these other, illnesses. There's nothing you could do about it. That's what happens with these outbreaks of a virus is that, it goes worldwide, it affects everyone, and then we eventually build up immunity to it. Every year now, you can get a flu vaccine to make sure that you don't get caught by the latest strand of flu. And I get the feeling the coronavirus is going to end up being exactly the same thing in the long term, okay? But that being said, no, obviously, at a time when most major in-person gatherings are being canceled, right? Concerts, festivals, parades, sporting events. I mean, almost every major sporting event has been suspended at this point. Conventions, everything is being canceled, suspended because they're trying to curtail the spread of this virus, right? It's actually going to be online-based activities, such as live streams, that are going to actually become more prominent during this time period. Because if you're stuck at home quarantined, you need something to do, right? And yeah, obviously this is going to be a time when I say things like video games are going to be huge. Things that are digital only, you know what I mean? So that being said, am I going to increase my streaming frequency? No, I can't. I mean, I already stream as much as I possibly can, with the time that I've got. So I will still be here 6 days a week, full-time streaming for all of you. Please understand that. And hey, anyone who wants to come by and hang out with me because you can't really do anything else, by all means, come have a good time, all right? But no, it's not going to negatively affect my streaming, at least I hope, in any way, because if anything, there's a lot of people who now have opportunity to check out digital-style content who normally would not be able to, okay? Fair enough? Listen to this guy's name. Suppressed Puberty Boy. Well, I'm just going to say his name is SPB. Because I don't want to type that whole name out. I'm lazy. He took me $2. And he says, with the coronavirus canceling sporting events and closing restaurants and bars, are you excited for an increase in revenue for viewers staying home and watching your streams? No, I'm not. There's absolutely nothing good coming out of the coronavirus, okay? Nothing. Zero. This virus is killing people around the world. And to say that a virus is getting you excited because more people will check out online content is ridiculous, irresponsible, selfish. Like, I could name a million negative ways that you would be to say something like that, okay? It's not good for anyone. But undoubtedly, digital content, on demand, over the internet style content is going to see some kind of an upturn during this period, I feel. That's just an inadvertent effect of people really quarantining and not being able to go out and do stuff. So, no, I'm not excited. That's ludicrous. I think this, honestly, I think that this tip is try to be a trap. Like, oh yeah, Phil's going to say he's excited. Then we can all say that how insensitive and stupid he is because people are dying from the coronavirus. I would never say that because I'm not a complete idiot. Okay? You can go trap someone else into saying stupid shit like that. I'm not saying that. All right? But no, I'm not excited. The truth of the matter is, as I told you guys, when I stream, I don't care how many people I have on my stream anyway. I don't care if I have 5 viewers or 5,000 viewers. It doesn't matter to me. I put out the same stream. I haven't looked at view count in a ridiculously long time. I don't have anything open in front of me to even track viewers on a stream. I never pay attention to that. It's you guys who tell me, oh, did you get rated? You got rated. Or, oh, did you see there's an increase of view count? No, I'm not paying attention. I don't pay attention to that crap. I just put out fun stuff, no matter what. So... Okay, Zombie Shakespeare has subscribed to the channel. Thank you, Zombie Shakespeare, very much. I appreciate that. Baby Vaso tipped me $2. Thank you, Baby Vaso. And basically, what he's asking, in a nutshell, he's asking, do I ever take viewer matches? Because he's like, I think this would benefit both fans and detractors alike if I were to, take on viewer matches. He says, and how you do it doesn't matter, whether it's, an incentive for people in stream chat, whether people have to contribute to earn the right to play you or whatever. But he says, if you did viewer matches, it would be exciting because people would try to participate. All right. So you may not know this, Baby Vaso, because you may not be a long-time viewer. I used to do an actual event every year. It was called the, what was it called? God, I can't even remember. I remember now. It used to be called the Fan Appreciation Event. What I would do is at the very end of every year, right after Christmas time, usually it would be around Christmas time into early of the first year. And this Fan Appreciation Event would be, I would take all the major multiplayer games from over the course of that year that I had played, whether it was a fighting game, a sports game, a shooter, an action-based game, whatever it could be. And I would do a multiplayer session where I would play, and I would either have an open lobby so people could join and play me, or sometimes I would specifically take down names of people who were interested using my forums, etc. And I would have those people join special sessions of multiplayer. So, ouch. So that being said, it was fun. It was interesting. It was exciting. But it was also a very different time. And the reason I say that is because back in the day, we're talking, let's say, years of 2011 through 2015-ish. There were tons of great multiplayer games that were released every year. I can tell you one year there'd be a racing game, 1 or 2 fighting games, a great first-person shooter, some great third-person shooters. Assassin's Creed would have an outing with multiplayer. You see what I mean? There'd be a great variety of multiplayer games that I would play over the year, and so it would be a no-brainer to then play those with the fans at the end of the year. Problem now is it really doesn't exist anymore. If you haven't noticed, most major multiplayer games, either I end up not liking them. Like, for example, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, which I really don't like. I think the game sucks, okay? Or the games end up being all co-op looter shooters, right? I don't want to go play freaking Division 2. You see what I mean? It's not like it used to be where it was, oh, let's make a lobby, have people jump in, we have a fun multiplayer session. It doesn't really exist anymore. The times have changed, Now, the last time that I attempted to do something fun like this event that you're suggesting, okay, was, if I remember correctly, I want to say it was 2015. It was the year that Metal Gear Solid 5 came out, okay? Because Metal Gear Solid 5 had a multiplayer component where people could join, and it would be team versus team kind of gameplay, trying to sneak and assassinate each other, okay? And it was fun, all right, when it worked, because it wasn't 100% foolproof. It was laggy sometimes and stuff, but it was pretty neat, Okay? But sadly that year, that was the year, and I've said this many times, I really feel 2015 was a really shitty year because not only were there so many negative things that happened, like I got DDoS attacked constantly, then I got swatted, then my YouTube channel got completely and utterly destroyed irrevocably. It'll never be the same due to false copyright strikes. So all that crap happened within 1 year's time. It seemed like 2015 was the year to troll me. And one thing that happened was at the very end of that year, I tried to do fan appreciation multiplayer, and the trolls completely ruined it. They flooded every lobby that I tried to set up with just, nasty trolling and shit. Like, they joined the Metal Gear Solid sessions just so they could be on my team and then not play the game. So it was, like, completely worthless because they were just trolling, and people who actually wanted to join and play and have fun weren't having any fun. And I got massive feedback that year that was negative, and it wasn't towards me. It wasn't like, oh, Phil, you screwed it up. It was, man, these trolls really fuck everything up. They're a bunch of fucking assholes. And if this is the way it's going to be going moving forward, just don't bother with it anymore. Because why set up a big event where everyone's excited and they set time to play with you, and then when they go to play with you, half the people are just people trolling and wasting the spots, and basically no one can have fun playing the game seriously. Okay? And you know what? I have to agree with that. Sadly, I don't like that, because I don't like the fact that the actions of trolls can fuck with my fun and fuck with my business and just fuck with things in general that people usually like as a positive thing. But this is one of the cases where directly as a result of their negative actions, it screwed everything up. So I never really was able to do it again because, every year, first of all, I'll be honest, every year there's way less multiplayer games. If you take a look, like, for example, right now, what multiplayer games could I play? Well, I hate Call of Duty Modern Warfare, right? But, I mean, potentially I could play it. It would be shitty, but I guess I could do that. Right now I'm playing Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, but I don't really know enough about it to even play it in a multiplayer capacity against anyone yet. So that would be off the table. I hate Street Fighter V. I'm not going back to it to play it, so that would be off the table. Maybe classic Street Fighter. What would you get? 4 people for that? I guess Fortnite would be an option. So potentially right now, if I were to do a multiplayer event, it would be 2 games: Fortnite and Call of Duty Modern Warfare. That's it. And even then, I guarantee you, if we set it up, I'm going to set up an open lobby so people can join. Troll. See, that's just how it would be. That's how these fucking people are. They're no-life idiots who come to ruin everything. So I really haven't bothered setting anything up like that in a long time, okay? Now, there was a time when I focused in on Patreon a lot, okay? And my Patreon was a big source of income for me, and what I would do is I would set up patron-exclusive events. If you pledge to my Patreon, I'm going to set up a multiplayer event where you can come play multiplayer games with me, okay? That was good for a while. I would say it was probably about 2 years where we kind of did those special events. And the reason those really died is because I became a full-time streamer. And when I did really focus on my Patreon went away. Now it's more about, interactions and contributions during live streams and crowdfunding during a live stream rather than focusing on Patreon events. So that's why, okay? I'm not against playing against viewers or fans in a game where I'm playing multiplayer to a capacity where I feel that I'm good enough to take on challengers like that. If I play Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, and I get to a point where I feel I'm competent with the character online and I want to make an online lobby and people could join and play me, I would do that. But in reality, there's very few games that I really spend a lot of time on the multiplayer these days. You know what I mean? Like, most of these games these days, I play it once or twice, like a flash in the pan kind of a deal, and it's like, meh, I'm not too excited to play that again. I'm moving on to the next, next game or the next project. So I never really get good enough in a capacity where it feels like it's worth it. You know what I mean? So I would say it's not completely against reason that you would see me do a multiplayer event or something like that with viewers or fans or whatever moving forward. At the same time, there would have to be a game where really I feel like I want to play enough multiplayer to get into it to want to play against viewers or fans. And a lot of games, that's not the case at all. I play it once or twice multiplayer. I'm like, all right, I'm done. And like I said, even if I did open up an event like that, I know the trolls would come to waste people's time and waste people's spots and stuff. So it's kind of like, not only is there not good enough stuff to do it, but then I know that it would kind of be soured by these shitheads anyway. So it's like the double whammy, That's why you don't really see me do a lot of stuff with that. All right, being very matter of fact with all of you. That's the deal. I have to blow my nose. I feel like I'm about to sneeze. So give me a second, guys. I'll be right back, okay? Okay, guys, I'm back. Blew my nose so I didn't have to sneeze all over the office. All right, continuing on. Bleeding Sequin. Is it sequin? I actually don't know how to spell sequin, so maybe that's what it is. Timmy $1 and said, here's a work so far. A title box for text of a game. All right, well, I don't have time to click on that and look at it. Thank you for the $1 tip. If you want me to actually look at something, I recommend you email it to me at darksidephil@hotmail.com, because I'm not going to click on stuff during a live stream and start looking at stuff. So thank you for the tip. Respergoo tipped me $3. It says, hi, DSP, this donation is for toilet paper fund. Stay safe. See, the problem is I don't need money for the toilet paper. I need to be able to get the toilet paper. There's none available here. I called my parents yesterday. My parents live on the East Coast of the United States. They said they do still have toilet paper available. There's less in the store, but it's still there. Like, it's still stocked. They could still buy it. I was like, well, you guys are lucky. There's, like, literally no toilet paper anywhere on the West Coast out here. At least in Washington State, where I live. So I don't know what's going to happen in the rest of the country, but I seriously hope we find a way to restock this fucker. Or else, you know, how are you going to wipe your ass? Right? It'll be pretty bad. Thank you for the $3 tip, Resper Group. Biggest tip of the day so far. Appreciate that. Snorlax tipped me $1. He says, wondering with current virus dilemma, canceling and rescheduling events and schools and jobs, is this affecting the current behind-the-scenes stuff with you? Thanks for the content. To my knowledge, so far, it has not affected anything really behind the scenes. Everything is, you know, business as usual. Obviously, it's not going to affect my live streams. My live streams are from home. You know, right now, my wife is still working. It's had no negative effect on her work right now. I don't know if it will in the long term, but right now, there's none. Right now, she's able to still work. You know, does it affect me? Yes. Let me put it this way. There is stuff that's affecting me, but it's no one's business, the stuff that the way that it is affecting me. So I'm not going to talk publicly about that. But I think it's affecting everyone in some way. I don't think there's anyone who's completely unaffected by this. So, thank you for the $1 tip. PW Dubs to me $1.30. He says, I'm not saying that we won't reach it. Would you consider doing the top 2 games on the Viewer's Choice poll if we don't hit Tier 2? No. That's the point of having a Tier 2 goal. Why have a Tier 2 sub-goal if you're going to do the goal anyway, even if you don't hit it? No. We're not doing the top 2 games of Viewer's Choice if I don't hit the sub-goal. We're only doing both games if I do hit the sub-goal. You know, that gives motivation for people to sub. Okay? That's how it works. Egg Gangster chewed 50 bits and says, well, you should incentivize the vest and hat again. You can make a menu of rewards for certain tips. Listen. I've said this before, I'll say it again. Me putting on the vest, or me putting on, you know, a hat or whatever, being silly on stream, the reason that it's special is because I don't do it all the time. If I did it every stream, it wouldn't be special anymore. What would be the point, right? So no, I'm not going to put on the vest every stream. No, I'm not going to put on a cowboy hat every stream. We're not incentivizing those things all the time. It was something silly the other night. Someone joked and said, would I put on the vest for a certain tip? And I said, if we hit the tips goal tonight, I'll put on the vest. And then we hit the tips goal. So I put on the vest just to be silly. But it's not going to be something that happens every day. Okay? Egg Gangster Judy said, can you tell my stoner friends to not share bongs during the outbreak? In reality, it's probably a bad idea to share spliffs and bongs when there's not an outbreak. I'm just saying. So, but anyway, thank you for the cheers. Kate did a 95-bit cheer. Not the top cheer of the day yet, so I'm not going to put it up on the leaderboard, but she says, movies like A Quiet Place 2 have been delayed. Fast 9 has been pushed to April 2021. I wonder if movie theaters will close as well. And the new James Bond movie got pushed to November. This virus is hitting wall. It's bad. Yeah. It is. It's hitting everything bad. Everyone's going to be negatively affected. Businesses, the stock market is tanking. Everything's going horribly because of this. Anything that basically is an in-person deal is going to fail. There's giant events, giant festivals that every year people rely on this income, and the income is gone. And there's nothing you can do about it. What about people who work at a convention center? What about people who work at a stadium? Now there's no work. What about people who work in the events business, organizing events, logistics business? All this is going to be completely negatively affected by this, People don't realize the wide-reaching effects that this will have, even if you don't get directly sick, you know what I mean? Okay. So there you go. Let's continue on. Raisin Bread is tasty. Did a 100-bit cheer. He says, Phil, there's an after-credit scene where you beat Mega Man 02. It's not long, but worth watching going into Mega Man 03. All right. Well, thank you for telling me that. Raisin Bread is tasty. First of all, you're the biggest cheerer of the day. Thank you for the 100-bit cheer. Also, I agree with you. Raisin Bread is tasty. I really like Raisin Bread. You know what? I really like that cinnamon Raisin Bread you can get. That shit's good, man. But anyway, thank you for letting me know when we beat the game today. We will check after the credits and see what shows up. Thank you for that. Always appreciate a heads up. Okay, hello everybody. Tip me $1. It says, fun fact, one Corona beer bottle costs only 99 cents. Really? That's cheap. He says, here's a question. Would you fancy more, cheap alcohol or expensive alcohol? Do you have a favorite brand of beer? Here's the truth. In reality, it depends on what you're drinking for. If you're drinking for enjoyable flavor, obviously expensive alcohol is better. It's going to taste better, it's going to go down smoother, and you're going to have a better time. But not everyone just drinks for flavor. Some people just drink for the buzz. The actual effects of alcohol in the body. In which case, you don't give a fuck what you're drinking as long as you're just drinking it and it's cheap and you get that buzz, right? I've certainly been on both sides of that fence. For me, there's a middle ground because, I can't afford expensive liquor. If I were to have a drink right now, I couldn't just walk out and buy a $50 bottle of liquor, you know what I mean, to have a good drink because I don't have money. So for me, if I were to have a drink, it would have to be something, inexpensive or middle of the road, you know what I mean? And so to answer your question, cheap or expensive alcohol, obviously expensive is going to be better, but you can't always go that route. In reality, I've barely ever had expensive liquor in my entire life. So I would say cheap or average priced. Okay, quality versus price. You have to find that right ratio. Do I have a favorite brand of beer? No, I don't. A few of the beers that I've enjoyed drinking over the years, I like Blue Moon because it has a citrusy kind of scent and taste to it, and it's light. You can drink a lot of Blue Moon and not feel bloated. I like various different Sam Adams. There's different kinds of Sam Adams that are pretty good, but I think they're all right. Heineken's okay. And I would say if you want like a hearty beer, something heavy, Guinness. Drinking Guinness is like drinking a milkshake because it's so thick and you have that frothy head, So I like all of those. Have I had any of those in a long time? No, I haven't had any of those kinds of beer in a long. I barely ever drink beer ever. And when I do, it's like a once in a blue moon thing. So, it's not often. Baby Vaso, to me $2. Everyone needs to make money to live. Everyone tunes in for the fighters. That's why if the trolls do want to play you, they got to pay you. Yeah, let them pay and AFK, beat them, and take on the next fighter. Fair enough. See, I see what Baby Vaso is saying. Thank you very much for that, Baby Vaso. Thanks for another $2 tip. Okay, continuing on here. That'd be $12 a tip so far today. Thank you, guys. Legs a lot. Did a 100-bit cheer. He said, no, Papa Vera. No, Papa Vera. Reference to me screaming during a Minecraft stream a few weeks back. KSI KSI tipped me $1. So remember last week when someone asked about the virus, you said it's not a big deal. That hasn't aged well, has it? What I was saying was it's not a reason to panic. It's not a reason to go out and act, irrationally. It's just like the flu. It really is still like the flu, although now at this point, obviously time has passed and we know the death rate, especially for those with compromised immune systems and older people, is worse now with coronavirus than it is with the flu. But it's the same as the flu in the fact that it's going to spread. Every year we're probably going to have a coronavirus season, and it's going to become a part of our common lives. It just is. You get used to it. It's going to happen. Everyone is going to spread everywhere. Eventually, we're all going to be affected. We're probably going to have a yearly immunization against it, right? A flu shot, a coronavirus shot. And, we're going to have to just have it integrated into part of human society. Is it not a big deal? Let me put it this way. All right. It's definitely a concern, but at the same time, I still do feel it's being overblown by the media. And I do feel that completely shutting down society and shutting down all public events and everything is not going to stop the spread of the virus. It's going to happen anyway. All right. I think that, the intentions are good, but I don't see how this is going to stop the spread of the virus. I just don't. I think it's going to, people have to interact. As I've said many times, people have to interact. You can't just sit in your house permanently and have zero interaction. We all don't have farms out in the back. We don't have a fucking livestock ranch, right? Where we could get all our food and our supplies. We have to go out. We have to interact. Business has to progress or else society shuts down and everything falls apart, right? So it's going to spread. There's nothing you can do about it, all right? I'm not saying go out there and be irresponsible and don't wash your hands and cough on everyone and act like a fucking asshole. What I'm saying is it's going to happen. It's an inevitability, okay? So, for me, completely shutting down society is kind of a weird thing. I don't see how this is gonna benefit. You know what I mean? If anything, if you know someone who's elderly, if you know someone who has a compromised immune system, by all means, do what you can to help that person stay healthy. Make sure that they have the supplies they need. Make sure that they're taking care of themselves. Stay clean, stay sterilized around them. But outside of that, how I still don't understand it. Cancel everything. All right, cancel everything. Cancel all sports. Cancel all business. Cancel life. Right? Just cancel normal life. We all just sit inside, isolated in our homes. For how long? How long until you feel this virus is going to end? It's not going to end. The virus will progress. The virus will evolve. The virus, just like the flu, is going to spread. It's funny because I saw this video. I saw this video of a guy in Italy. An old man in Italy. He's going to the supermarket. The supermarket has nothing. It's empty. That's how it's a state of panic in Italy right now. And the old man turns to the camera and he says, I can't believe this. He says, what is with modern society? He says, I was living during World War fucking II. And during World War II, it wasn't this bad. We were being invaded. It was World War. We're being invaded by the Nazis. And it didn't look this bad. Here, it's a fucking virus, and we're acting like this. So, I don't know, man. Again, to me, it's like, I understand, do precautions need to be taken? Absolutely. 100%. Absolutely. Precautions should be taken. You should be safe. You should wash. You should not be disgusting. If you're sick, you should stay home. But should we cancel every possible event in the world for this? Then what happens to society as a whole, right? I don't understand how this is going to solve anything. And by the way, the virus is still going to spread. I'm sorry, I'm a realist. The virus is still going to fucking spread anyway. I don't know. I don't understand this nonsense. I really don't. Hopefully, something positive does come out of all this. Whether it's, okay, we stop the spread enough that it gives doctors time to develop a vaccine or a way to stop the huge negative effects it's having on a certain part of the population. That would be great. I just hope that it's not all for nothing. You know what I mean? Because that would be worst case. Not only are we destroying business and commerce and everything, and just, really disturbing our own lives in a huge negative way, but then also nothing happened. It just spreads anyway, and everyone gets sick. It's like, you know what I mean? I hope seriously that something positive comes out of all this. I really seriously hope so, because that would be the worst. Everything changes. Everything is negatively affected for an extended period of time. Oh, by the way, the fucking thing spreads anyway because people are just so dumb. I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens. I'm certainly not an authority on this. Okay. Well, Banjo Biden tipped me $1 saying the malarkey level of a stream is 6. Get out of here, Jack. I have no idea what that's a reference to, but thank you very much for $1 tip. I appreciate that. Ninstar Rune, cheers to the coronavirus, reminds me of slightly of Y2K. A lot of uninformed people making uninformed decisions and starting to panic. The difference here is that coronavirus actually has an impact. Well, that's the truth. The difference is coronavirus is real. Y2K didn't even happen. Coronavirus is very real. This is not, and that's the other thing. Misinformation is very, very powerful in the modern era where everything is internet-based. The coronavirus is real. It's not a hoax. The coronavirus is killing people. It's very serious, and it should be taken seriously. It's not a joke. Does that mean you panic and you act like an asshole and you do things that hurt other people around you because of it? Of course not. But at the same time, you know what I mean? You have to find a balance. There has to be a balance at some point, right? Right now, we don't have that balance. Right now, it's just sheer panic. Shut down everything. Anyway, let's continue. I'm getting real tired of fucking talking about this. I'm glad we're getting this out of the way now so I can just focus on games. Seriously. Lightside Phil tipped me $3 saying the governor of my state has announced a ban on gatherings of 250 people or more. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Thank you for the $3 tip. I was going to say you're the top tipper, but you're actually not. So let's go ahead and, oh God, there we go. Update that. Okay, Crabcock did 105-bit cheer and says, would you advise against eating out right now or during the outbreak? I don't fucking know. I don't know, Crabcock. Am I an expert? Am I an expert? No. The thing is, like I said, my wife, she still has to go out and work and interact with people on a daily basis. So if we're going to get it, we're just going to get it. You know what I mean? Like, we already have daily interaction with people outside the home. So it doesn't matter what happens here. We're going to get it if we get it anyway. So for us, it's like, well, we're not going to go out to eat, because we're afraid of the coronavirus. By the way, daily we have interaction with people anyway. So what's the point? Right? If you're someone who can isolate yourself at home, that's different, I guess. But it's all to your own individual situation. It's to your own individual, goings. So, you can't have a generalized. Yeah, in general, if you sit in the corner of your basement, you probably won't get coronavirus, right? In general, if you just sit at home and you never move, you probably won't get sick. I mean, you know what I mean? This is all common sense, but I guess people want to hear it from someone's mouth for some silly reason. I don't know why. But there you have it. Okay? There you have it, folks. Okay, let's continue on. Calabach45, subscribe to the channel. Thank you, Calabach, for the subscription. The Donald of the Dollar says, in response to the coronavirus pandemic, I've nationalized toilet paper factories to ensure that you have continuous supply of toilet paper for all your constant shits between pre-streams. It's another way that Donald is working for you. Alrighty then. Nationalized toilet paper industry. Sounds good. Sounds like a plan. Mr. Papavera cheers says, the future, like in Demolition Man, where no one touches each other and toilet paper is obsolete, is looking more plausible. Great. Resbergu did 100-bit cheers says, don't cancel streams because of coronavirus. Well, as long as I'm not, sick to the point where I can't stream, I'll be here. Don't worry about that. As long as I'm not get to the point where I'm deathly ill, I will be here streaming. Okay, guys? Fair enough? I hope so. I hope that makes sense. Okay. Papa Vera cheered again. He said, hopefully there'll be a vaccine available worldwide before the year's end. Yeah, and hopefully it won't cost $5 million. Because I hate to say it, but when shit like this happens, this seems to be the time when, like, really fucked up stuff happens. Like, oh, we developed a vaccine, so you can get it. Oh, by the way, it costs insane amounts of money. Like, right now, from what I'm to understand, the test for coronavirus If you have health insurance in the United States, it costs $500 out of pocket. If you don't have health insurance, it costs $1,600 out of pocket. Wow. Isn't that great? You see what I mean? Like, so what's the point of developing a vaccine if it costs $5,000 and no one can afford it anyway? So, hopefully, you're right. There is a vaccine developed quickly. And hopefully, we get to the point where everyone can get it. So, Malarkey Free Zone tipped another $1. I don't know what the hell he's talking about, but thank you very much for another $1 tip. It's Malarkey Free Zone. Whatever. But you've also tipped me $5. That becomes the top tip of the day. This is a little while ago. I asked you if there's a game you loved in your youth that you couldn't play now too long, haven't aged on you, etc. So a game I loved in my youth that I probably would not want to play now. Oh, man. Like I said, most of the games from my youth are games that I feel have stood the test of time. You know, like my favorite games from my youth, like Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past, Mario World. These are games that I would play immediately, you know. I don't think so. I don't think that there was ever I don't think I was in love with a shitty game, right? That was so shitty, but I didn't realize it when I was a kid. Like I had Ghostbusters on the Atari, and I absolutely loved Ghostbusters. I hated the game. I thought the game sucked. I thought it was too difficult. The controls that were garbage. And the thing is, consensus was that game did suck. People didn't really like that Ghostbusters game. You know, so I don't think I ever oh man, I had this great affinity for a game when I was a kid that now I realize it's bad. I don't think so. I don't think that ever happened. So, Ninja Star Rune cheered again. He says, you're older than most people here, I imagine. Tell us Y2K stories from the perspective of someone alive during that time. Well, basically everyone was in a panic. It was a huge panic that all computers were going to completely shut off. Banks were going to close overnight, and all your money was going to be stuck in a bank, and you couldn't get it because their systems wouldn't work, and that the internet was going to go down. And the thing was, the late 90s was the burgeoning era of they called it the net bubble, where all these internet-based businesses were opening and booming, giant commerce, you know, money to be made on the internet. This was right before the bubble burst. So everyone was like, oh my God, like everything's going to come to a grinding halt and all business will end because of the Y2K scare. And then nothing happened. Like literally nothing happened. Why, you know, the year 2000 came and gone and nothing was affected at all. Mostly because, you know, there were a lot of businesses that went out there and took care of it. They went into the code of these programs and fixed it so that there wouldn't be any negative effect. But in reality, it wasn't anywhere near as big of a deal like people thought it was going to be. You know, so, you know, it was, was there panic? Yes. Was it like this? No. Like the Y2K thing was like potential disaster, but didn't happen. This is like disaster is kind of happening because people are dying, you know. So we are having that negative effect actually happen, and because of that, we're having the panic that we're having. See, it's very different. So, all right, BB Vaso tipped $1. So why Dark Side Phil? Where'd the name come from? Why do you spell it side this way? Very simple. Back in the day when I was a Street Fighter player in the early 2000s, I wanted to have a name that was catchy and easy to say. So I was looking for a name that could be 3 initials, and I was a fan of I wasn't even a fan. There was just a song that at the time was being played on like the radios and stuff, and I heard it. I thought it was good. Today I can listen to it. I think it sounds like ear garbage, like someone taking a disgusting diarrhea dump into your eardrums. That's what I think it sounds like today. But, you know, 20 years ago was a different time. So there was a stupid song by this band. I think it was called Crazy Town, and I think it was called Dark Side. Now, it wasn't with a Y. It was with an I think. And I said, Dark Side Phil, DSP. See, it's a 3 initial thing. It's cool. But then I didn't want it to be Dark Side with an I because I didn't want people to think that I was a Star Wars fan. So I made it Dark Side with a Y, and that was how I got my name. As stupid as that sounds. It didn't mean anything. Okay? Yennefer tipped me $1. I'm selling healing remedies and herbs for 10 orens. Restoration spells for those infected for 50. All right, very nice. Thank you. Thank you for the tips, guys. Quick shout-outs here. Because, once again, the pre-stream is going way too effing long. Thank you to the top cheers of the week. We've got Cyberfuck. No, what's his name? I can't read it. Cyber Shadow in 10th place, Mature Adult in 9th. We had a quad tie for 5th place between Delancius, Lal Mitten, Sigmund Fruit, and Egg Gangster. 4th place is Crabcock. 3rd place, Timbo Slice. 2nd place, Ninstar Rune. And 1st place, Papa Vera. Thank you guys for all the cheers so far this week. Sub gifters. Yeah, and Alfred Aponte each gifted a single sub. PW Dubs gifted 4, and Snoutfoot gifted 7. Thank you guys very much for that. And KSI tipped another $1 to take your mind off of it. The PS2 is 20 years old. I never asked your opinion on the console if you played the hell out of it. Any games come to mind? In reality, the PS2, I barely played. That was an era when I was heavily into competitive Street Fighter, and most of my free time outside of either school or work was spent with competitive Street Fighter in arcades or traveling to play on consoles. Consoles primarily was the Sega Dreamcast for Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. Later on, better versions of those games were released for the PS2, as well as Capcom vs. SNK 2 was played on PS2. It was basically Third Strike and that, and then later on there were versions of Super Turbo that were released as well that could be played on PS2. But I really only used my PS2 primarily for Street Fighter. I almost never played other games. I missed out on that whole era of gaming because I was heavily into competitive Street Fighter for a good 5-6 years of my life. And it really wasn't until 2007 that I got frustrated with competitive Street Fighter and I stopped traveling to play in tournaments. So I actually re-immersed myself in gaming culture at that time, including the PS3 and the Xbox 360. So I really missed out on that whole era of being a gamer. Thank you for the $1 tip. All right, guys, let's take a break. I got to use the bathroom. I've had to use the bathroom for the past 25 minutes. So let me use the bathroom, and then we'll come and finish off Mega Man 02. Sorry the pre-stream again was so long. People just keep asking these questions, okay? I'll be right back, guys. See you in a bit.